I'm hoping this works. I tried to do it before and my internet connection keeps dropping out, so we'll see how we go with this one. So today I'm doing a slow cooker beef brisket. And if you were on a few seconds ago, you would have seen me put it in the slow cooker. So I've got the beef brisket, the cook's cut from Woolworths. This is about 650 grams, cost me $9, so really nice and versatile. We'll do 6 servings, and as I mentioned before, you can put it with all sorts of stuff. So I like to put it with a bit of rice and vegetables. I just keep it in a container in the fridge. You can put it in rolls, you can put it with any dish really. You can put it in a pie, you can put it on a pizza, anything. So I've put the whole cut of meat in here. You don't have to cut it up or anything, you just throw it in. We don't need heaps of liquid, we're just going to put some flavoring in with a few kind of things, and the juices will be all that we need. So there's no need to put like heavy sauces in. I know a lot of people, when they're doing pulled meat, will put in like a whole container of barbecue sauce or tomato sauce. Those sauces are really high in sugar. Don't get me wrong, we're going to put a little bit of sugar in as well, but there's no need to use a prepackaged sauce, and that kind of takes away all of the nutritional benefits of making your own food. So let me show you what I do. So to start with, what should we do? I've got a little bit of leek cut up. I found it in the fridge. It's been there for a little while. Use a bit of onion. You don't have to put anything, but I just want to use up this a little bit. So leeks are really a nice source of fiber, and they feed our gut bacteria. So do onions and garlic. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in. That'll kind of boil down with it. What else am I going to do? Some apple cider vinegar. So you'll see vinegar is in a lot of recipes for slow cooked meat. It just helps to tenderize the meat, so it won't make it really sour, and apple cider vinegar is a really good sauce. So if you've watched my videos before, you know I kind of liberally pour things. I thought today I'd try and measure, just so people could get an idea at home of what we're doing. So I'm going to start with my half a cup. And pop half a cup's all you need. No more than that. Maybe even 1/3 of a cup would be good. So that's my vinegar. I've got Worcestershire sauce. Shake it up a little bit. This stuff's amazing. Who can spell it though? So I'm going to pop that, just a few shakes, maybe a teaspoon if you're using measuring stuff. There, over the top. That's good. Now, we are going to do a little bit of sugar. You could use stevia if you're trying to cut back on refined sugar, or maple syrup would be another good option. We do not want much of this though. This is just to bring out a little bit of sweetness. So a teaspoon to a tablespoon is all you need. I'm going to go with kind of a teaspoon size, just a little bit, just to help caramelize that leek in there as well. So not much at all. A lot of recipes will get you to put in like cups and cups full. You don't need that much sugar. Now we're going to put a bit of herbs and spices. So I've got some oregano out of the garden. I love fresh oregano. It's great with lasagna, anything meaty, and it brings out a bit of sweetness as well. So I've clipped this from the top, and I've checked that there's no little caterpillars in it. Caterpillars love to eat my oregano. If you don't have any fresh stuff, don't stress. Just use a bit of the dried stuff here. And just remember that when you use fresh herbs, you need a little bit more of them. And when you use dried herbs, you need a little bit less because the flavor's concentrated. Sometimes people think it's the other way around. So I could put this in like this, but I'm just going to strip off all of the little leaves off the stem. The stem's quite soft though. I might throw that in and break it up as well. Can't really see what I'm doing there. So throwing this in. I like to get my slow cook stuff on really early in the day, 6 to 8 hours. And then now I don't have to think about it. Dinner's going to be ready tonight, and then this will do me for a few days for lunches or dinners in the fridge. So that's some oregano. I've got some little mustard seeds, yellow. I'm going to use maybe half a teaspoon of these. You don't have to crush them or anything. Just pop them over the top. There we go. And I said I wasn't going to throw stuff in. If you've got any questions, let me know. Yeah, I love it too, Susie. They're fantastic. That and my Thermomix. are like my two favourite things. I've got a bit of sweet Hungarian paprika. I don't like the hot stuff. I do like chili, but I just don't like hot paprika. So again, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of this. Half a teaspoon will be good. Maybe a little bit more. People always assume because I'm a nutritionist that I'm a chef. I'm not a chef. I just like to eat food and I know what I like, the flavors that I like. So if there's flavors that you love that go together, throw them in with it. You don't have to have a recipe. I'm going to put a little bit of chili in. So I got this beautiful set of things to put my herbs and spices in. I think, did I get it for my 30th? Almost 10 years ago now. And I just love to use this for my favorite herbs and spices. So I've got a bit of chili in there. So there's maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. You know what level of chili you like. So that's chili, mustard seed, sweet Hungarian paprika, and maybe a little bit of cumin. Just a little bit. In there. And to finish it off, I'm going to put in just a tablespoon of tomato paste on the top. Kind of maybe stir it into that. Stir it a little bit into that apple cider vinegar you've put in. So it doesn't need a lot of liquid. The leek is going to release a bit of water as it breaks down as well. And the meat juices will come out of the meat. And we've got that apple cider vinegar, and that will be just what we need to cook this. So over the next 6 to 8 hours, it's gonna kind of break down, it's gonna get juicier, and then we can use some forks and we can just pull that apart. If I'm not too hungry, I'll jump on and show you how to do it later today. So, as you can see, it's kind of all sitting in there like that. You could put other vegetables in there, chop up some carrots, you could put in what would go well with capsicum. Some really thinly sliced capsicum would go really well in there as well. I've got some in the fridge. I might throw it in a minute. And that's all you need. So I'm going to put it on high for the first hour. So if your slow cooker has an auto setting, auto means that it'll go high for the first 1 to 2 hours and then it'll drop down to the low setting, which is what we need. It needs to be high for that first hour just to seal off that meat and get it to the right temperature so that it's hygienic to cook. And then after that first hour, we can drop it back to low. I usually start high, drop it back to low for a few hours, and then at around 4 o'clock, because what time is it now? Midday, I'll have a look at it and just see how it's coming along. Is it starting to pull apart, and then I might turn it up for a little bit if I'm home. Otherwise, just leave it on low. And that's it. So that's all you need. I'm going to have this with some rice and some cauliflower later on today for dinner. And then I'm going to have it for lunch in the next few days. So if you've got any questions, drop them below. I'll jump on and answer them. And if I remember, I'll jump back on later today and show you how I pull it apart and the end result of it. So thanks for joining me. Have a beautiful Sunday. I don't know what day it was. I'm off to write a university assignment for my master's, which will be enjoyable. Lots of coffee. Have fun.